Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host of the Leaders What podcast. Today, I have one of my best friends from the podcast, the one and only Cornelia Helga Schulze from Berlin, Germany. We did quite a few episodes together, and we've done so far probably my favorite podcast episode of all time on my podcast back in December of 2021 when she did a past life reading on me. I must have watched that one at least 12 times. I have downloaded on my phone. I listened to it many times, and each time I learn something new. I'll probably do it again later today. So here she is. We had a wonderful conversation also last week about, past lives and things like that, about soulmates, twin flames, and feeling guilt and responsibility for your actions. It was a beautiful conversation. But today we're gonna carry over from where we left off, which we're going to talk about past life karmic ties. That's a beautiful, big topic, and I'm really delighted, excited to have her here. So, Cornelia, welcome back again to the show, my dear friend.
Hi, Payman. I'm so happy to be allowed to talk to you again.
I love it.
I really love your interest in all these topics and how you handle it. And we're so on the same page for so many really difficult things that it's astounding for me and really expert talk.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. I love it. Let's bring it on. So,
yeah.
for people who don't know you, give us a brief overview of you as a person, as a human being, as a business, sorry, as a woman, and also a little bit about your business. And then we're going to dive in. So, people who don't know you, who's Cornelia?
Yeah, I'm Cornelia. I'm a German Austrian girl. I was born in the middle of the Cold War in Berlin, Germany, and that affected my entire youth pretty much. And yeah, um, that I always have problems to talk about me personally. So I grew up with a cat, and I always thought I'm a cat person. Yeah, because people like to divide and cat person and dog person, and so. And then I had a boyfriend in 10 years ago or so, and he had a dog, and they were, and we can connect to this later, they were connected karmically. Yeah, so they knew each other from
I
past life,
mean, his
and it
dog and
was
your
so
cat.
no, his dog only, but our cat, I think he might have had some connection with my brother, but our cat, he was like the German version of Garfield. Yeah, so yes, I so loved him, but he preferred
You're
my
killing me,
brother.
Cornelia.
So, and then we had this dog of my boyfriend's, and then I found out that dogs love me. They always look at me when I walk down the streets. They look at me. Oh, the tiny ones and the big ones. And so then I thought, okay, there must be something with me. So dogs like me. Yeah. So I constantly find out new things in my life, and in my mid 30s or beginning my 30s, it became clear that I'm a psychic. And then I had some trainings, and um, 12 years ago, I started a business with that, and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I do psychic readings, and I do a psychic in-depth analysis. This is almost a reading, but something different, because it's me that asks questions to your guides, and so not let me just tell it. And so we can really tackle the origin of some problems down. And I also get the solution. Yeah. So it's not that you just know the origin of a block or so, but you also know what the solution might be. So, and now I'm here, and I would say that I'm a real past life expert. There are psychics who have more the ability to be a prophet, so look in the future, but really have the possibility to know everything about the past and past lives and past lives connections. And yeah, these past life ties that we want to talk about today.
Love that. Love that. Wow, fascinating. Before we dive into that, you mentioned something that caught my attention. You said in your mid 30s, you realized that you had psychic abilities. How did you come across that? Was it a specific event that triggered that awakening, or was it something progressive over time?
I had an initiation
Mm.
with the Reiki
Mhm.
healing energy, and usually it opens up that one channel where that energy is supposed to flow, and then you can spread it with your hands or so, and it must have opened all of my channels. So, but I didn't know that. I realized that when we had training group, and there you exchange that energy, and everyone said yes, oh, the energy is flowing on my hands, they become warm or hot or so. And I saw pictures. I always saw short movies or so, yeah, of parts of their lives or even past life things. And then the members of that group, they decided that I was wrong there, that there's something wrong with me because Reiki is only when the hands become warm. And then I thought, okay, I have to leave this group. I don't know what that is. Yeah, but this is really weird. And so it started, and then or it was not that you could find so much about that in the internet or so. Yeah, um so it was a bit difficult to find out what that is. And then one moment you know something, then you are aware of that pretty much. And I think
Mhm.
this is today, if someone has this awakening process, is so much easier for them to find information or to find someone who can support them. Uh,
So, wow, beautiful. So, once you had this awakening, this initiation, did you feel freaking out, or were you,
yeah, pretty much. Yes,
what's
because
happening to me? Am I being possessed? Is a
yeah,
demon
this
coming
is
inside of me?
I I'm a clear audience mostly. I can
Mm.
see pictures, yes, but I'm a clear audience. So I had voices in my head all the time, even at night. It was not that I thought this is me dreaming, or someone showing me
I'm becoming crazy.
something.
Yeah, wow.
And then yeah, you really, you're on the edge of thinking that you're a schizophrenic. Then how to decide which one is my inner voice when you have hundreds of them around
So,
you?
is
And
it the same voice as your voice, or a different voice than you? You know what I mean?
yeah, no, it's more, it's a deeper voice. So it's not really my voice.
Is it a
It's
male or
but it's
female
not,
voice?
this lovely dark timbre like, oh, Keanu Reeves or Chris Hemsworth or so. I would love to have that.
Okay.
It's just more, I would say, a male voice, but they don't have any sex
Not Morgan
like
Freeman, eh?
right. Yeah, so
It's not Morgan Freeman.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, something
Oh,
alike.
wow. You'd
Yeah,
freak out if I hear Morgan Freeman in my head. Say, whoa, what do you want, bro?
yeah.
Wow. So you had this awakening, and then why did you, or what made you focus on past life? It's something that you find naturally, it's something that you were deeply interested yourself, and you went into that and get training and all that.
um I didn't know I was so much interested in that. So 1 year, let's say 5 years after that awakening started, I did a training on past life regression. And for this, you have to learn how to hypnotize people. And then the second part of the training is how to make a past life regression session. So
Mm.
you guide them back or so. And there was so much coming up when I was one of the trainees, so to say. Yeah, the other members of the group, then they tried to hypnotize and guide me back, and there was so much. And um, then then I really got hooked, so to say.
Wow.
And for me, there were so many solutions to my current problems or questions I had in these past life things. Okay, there's a lot from my childhood and so, as I think with almost everybody, but there have been a lot of information how to heal myself, how to get behind the scene of some patterns or fear or yeah, not really anxiety but fear or trauma or so. And then yeah, when you have the idea that this is something that really helps you, that is the correct direction, then you go that direction, you
Mm.
follow it.
So
Yeah.
before going down this direction of you, pursuing to become a hypnotherapist and all that and psychic, what path were you on? Do you have a traditional career, say in banking or whatever? What was your life before that?
So I thought I would be a Reiki teacher,
Mm,
yeah, teaching that energy, doing the treatments, and I also am a psychic medium, so I can do the connection to the hereafter,
mm,
and
wow.
maybe do some family constellation. I don't know if you know that, but that was it. Yeah, so there was no not an idea or no plan that past lives might be a thing for me.
Mm, wow. Amazing. So when you did, when you became a hypnotherapist, did you do first of all a reading on yourself to find out more about your soul's path?
So no, but that the teacher,
Mm,
she wanted someone as a model, yeah, for the first regression session we did in a group. She did with someone, she did it, yeah, just as a demonstration how that works. And I somehow told her that I was a psychic, and then she decided to pick me because that would be much more easy.
oh, wow.
And I was lying there on a couch, yeah, and she did that regression with me, and I talked about something, and in the end, that was um, that was my very first life, yeah, as a
Wow.
soul. But I only found that out later, and I still have the script because someone took notes in hand, yeah, because there were no smartphones at that time. And I thought that is so amazing because you're so clear when doing that, yeah, and you realize, okay, I'm lying here on that couch, and but I can see, and I really had such a strong vision of that. It was like a 3D movie, you know. And you hear that voice asking you question, and what has that to do with your life today, and something like that, and it comes out of your mouth without your brain. Yeah, you just spit it out. And it's so interesting, and you hear yourself say things that you never knew, so to say. Yeah.
So can you share with us some of the things you found out about your first life?
No, because that is really weird. That would take a lot more time. But I can tell you about the second life, and that was also the teacher herself who guided me there. So I went back to a relationship I had 100 years ago, and I knew the town. It was in Germany somewhere, and I saw
Wow.
myself on the walk to the cemetery to bury my husband. And then I found out that I had a lover that, yeah, I had a husband who died, and I had a lover at the same time. And then she was asking me, "Do you know that person in your current life? Is
Mm,
that man there somehow involved in your current life?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that is." Mm-hmm. And this is the one I try to have a relationship with, and I love him so much, and it's not working. And then I thought, oh, that's it. Sometimes you really, you,
Wow.
you then just know, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, things happen. So that weird things happen when and sometimes you really don't know what it has to do, but it depends on the question the guide asks.
Mm.
Yeah, and then if there's not a clear answer, then you have to ask again, ask in a different way or so, and then you some at some point you really get to the information that is necessary.
So I tried, that's fascinating. I tried, my sister took the Dolores Cannon hypnotherapy training for herself as
Hmm.
she's fascinated by this. So she asked my sister to be a first case study herself for training,
Yeah.
and she was successful, my sister. But she tried with me. We tried for 2 hours. I went to her
Hmm.
house, but I couldn't quiet my mind. I couldn't be hypnotized. She tried everything. I felt very frustrated. I feel even embarrassed. And I felt very bad for her because she asked her husband to take care of the little baby, was at the time 4 months old. And she spent 2 hours with me, but she couldn't do it. And I felt really bad. Is that common for people like me not to be able to be hypnotized, and people like me who are maybe not the best to do to a hypnotherapy session with, and what advice do you have for someone like me? Because I would love to be able to do an actual past life reading with a hypnotherapist, but I haven't been able so far to get my mind to be quiet and for me to be hypnotized.
Yeah. So this is pretty common. Yeah.
Oh,
So, and
I feel
it's
better.
not your
Thank you.
fault. And I can tell you that someone who does that, yeah, who's the guide, we learn so much more from the people with whom it does not work, because then we question ourselves. Yeah, and then that is a challenge. So this is not wasted time, but this is a deep learning process for the one who does that. And so yeah, it's not only about quieting your mind. Okay, that is some
Mhm.
symptom, but what I found out, I channeled it, and one day I found just one sentence in a textbook, but not on hypnotherapy, where something different. That we all have programming, so to say. When you suffer from anxiety, then there's some sort of programming
Mhm.
behind. Yeah? And there is a programming that is called mind control.
Mm.
And then I read that and I thought, that's the answer why some people cannot be hypnotized. Because I had
Mhm.
that, well, not every second client of mine, but pretty often. Yeah. And the first 3 times I thought, oh my God, I give that up. I'm not good. Like you felt. Yeah. So I cannot do it. I'm a loser, baby. Why don't you kill me? Yeah. So, um, um, and then I thought, yeah, but I can ask my guides what that means, mind control. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I found out that there must have been something in a past life, yeah, where you really feel either guilty for or ashamed for. And you could have been the victim or the perpetrator or both
Mm.
in different lives when some manipulation happened.
Mm.
Yeah, and then your subconscious mind, all your energy system does not really want to touch that ever again, and that is because you decided so. Yeah, if you just don't want, there will be a way to find out um, the path to that, because that is part of the healing process. But when you really decide, and when you're a big manifester, maybe not this life, but maybe you had been in a former life. We don't know. Yeah. When you decided that this will never come out, yeah, then there is a block. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and the moment you decide, okay, I want to have a hypnotherapy or something, or even meditation, yeah, and then say, oh, no, 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 all my secrets will be
That's
revealed.
me.
We don't do that. And then they send some thoughts, and there will be a lot of distraction, and then your body aches or whatever. Yes.
Mm.
This is just a protection mode, and you can, of course, heal that, but that takes a lot of time just to find out where the point is,
Mm.
why you do not want to reveal something. Yeah, is that something bad? And for those people um, who really want to know something about their past lives, as you want, I always recommend find a psychic or a psychic medium who has the ability to really look into the past and then get the information there. Okay, this is not that extraordinary feeling like that trance when you are in a meditation or being hypnotized. But when that's not possible, you will not have that feeling anyway. So,
So find
so
a
that is really common, just to protect yourself from
Mhm.
feeling that shame or guilt or whatever had been the case again.
So those people might have done some bad stuff in the past, and the soul, as a way to protect them to not go crazy in the next life, they prevent them from accessing that information.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Wow.
the thing is that everyone did something really, really bad in the
Mm.
past. Everybody. There is, but then you think, okay, mine is the biggest mistake on earth or so. Yeah, and so
I
this
hope I
is
wasn't.
just a misunderstanding.
I hope I wasn't Hitler or Genghis Khan in a previous life.
Uh, I don't think so. Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
you know, most of the guilt or what we think we had done wrong is,
Mm.
imagine in former times it had been very, very common that when women had given birth, that they would die after, yeah, because of an infection, or they bleeded out or something. Yeah, do not go so deep, but as a child, you can have the idea that you being born caused her death. And
Mm.
then you feel guilty for having killed your mother. And that is really a heavy thing. And so this
Okay.
is not something, as we were talking about these soul contracts. Okay, you both of them, they decided, okay, I'm the child and I'm the mother in that, and we experience now, yeah, losing um, the mother during being born, or losing my life while giving birth. So, and somehow we thought, okay, this is something that is really unbearable and no one should know. So, okay, yeah,
Mm.
so we feel guilty for things that do not really, um how to say, afford being guilty, but when we feel it, it's there.
Mm.
It's like today, yeah, when we feel anxiety and other, oh, I'm afraid of spiders, yeah, for just for an example, yeah, spiders. And then I scream and everything. Yeah, I'm really, I sometimes I jump or so. And then some people say, yeah, but this is only a small spider. And I don't,
Spider's a
it's a
spider.
spider. And imagine, then I found an example. Yeah. So when you're afraid to be um, overridden by a car or so, it doesn't matter if this is a huge truck or a smaller car. Yeah, when you're afraid of having an accident with a car, yeah, not inside the car, but yeah, it doesn't matter the size of the spider or the car. There's this fear inside you. It really
Yeah.
doesn't matter. So
Wow.
that's the same with these fears of feeling guilt or shame from past lives or past experiences from your childhood, maybe that you really cut
Mm,
out of your memory. Mm.
makes sense. Makes sense. Wow.
This meeting is being recorded.
Wow. So powerful, powerful, powerful. So you said that our soul is blocking access for us to get to meditate or to do past life regressions as a way to not overwhelm us with maybe something we might have done in a previous past life. But what kind of advice would you give? Two questions in one. For example, the person that cannot get hypnotized for that reason, what can you advise them for them to be able to ease their mind and the soul to be able to hypnotize so they can do a passive regression, and then also understand that what happened might have happened in a previous past life. It's a different chapter. They don't have to feel bad or to feel guilty for that because that was beyond their control in this lifetime. So, what kind of advice would you give for that kind of person? First, to be able to ease their mind and then not feel guilty for any actions done in the past in a different life.
Yeah, yeah, it's very individual. And I always tell my clients that there's always that contract,
Mm,
victim, and perpetrator. And so I told that. And then when I had that training for the past life regression trainer, then our teacher, she read us a story by Neil Donald Walsh. It's called The Little Soul and the Sun. And there, this ability to lower your energy to become the perpetrator is
ah,
explained for kids, yeah, but it's for adults, yeah. So kids understand that much better than the adults. And we all sat there and tears were running down our faces and so. And then
wow.
I started to recommend that book, and it's really a short book. And I got back the feedback. Yeah, and then you said, Cornelia, you told me to read page, I forgot, yeah, 4 or 10 or so out loud, because this is what I then recommended. Read that out loud, at least that one page. And then I started crying and whatever, and then I felt so much better, because then the subconscious of
Mm,
our today's life understands that this is just a normal process.
mm,
So this would be my very first approach, yeah, just to read that. And then it's try again, yeah, try meditation which is guided, where you hear a voice and then you don't have to just sit in silence and poke in your poke in your mind or so. And then there's that phenomena with that monkey mind, what you described. Yeah, it's hopping around and information, and my feet ache. And yeah, so try again and find a good position. These common meditation positions
mm,
are really not comfortable. Yeah, if you have back problems like I had, I do not really like that. And when you're having a past life regression, usually you do not sit. Yeah, so you're lying down on a couch, or um, but not really sitting. So just try to find out a position you like, and some sort of meditation, and start with short meditations, 5 minutes or so. Yeah, it's
yeah.
and in the end, it's nothing different from an audio book or so, where you are supposed to see the pictures and to get emotionally catched with the story or so. And
Wow.
then really do not give up hope that one day
I'm not.
it will happen. And of course, you can always look for psyching and have a reading, find out what's happening there, what is it, and then maybe work on this with someone. So I do this too, to find out what is really hidden, what you do not want to approach, and why. And with sorry, yeah, for the advertising, but with me as a coach, we can find a way to approach this very deep problem in a safe way, a way that your subconscious feels safe. Yeah.
That's key. Yeah, that's beautiful. Wow. That's a great segue. Let's talk about something that we touched upon briefly last call, but we don't have the time, and that's about past life karmic ties. First of all, explain what is a past life karmic ties, and how can we why do we have that, and then we can talk deeper into that. So first of all, tell us what is a past life karmic tie.
So, to my experience and my uh, yeah, my personal experience, this is a soul contract that is repeated
Mm,
and repeated by for silly reasons sometimes, or silly when we sit here in a safe place. Yeah.
And
So
when you say,
sometimes
sorry, when you say repeated, is it repeated over one lifetime or a lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, or both?
both. Yeah.
Wow.
So um, let's say go back to the example I made before. Yeah. So this is the guy I wanted to have a relationship with. I was deeply in love with, but it didn't work. And then I found out that we had a life together in the what was it? I think I was born 1870 or so. Yeah. And then we met in early 1900 whatnot. Um, so both of them have to agree that you meet again. Yeah, if only one person decides I want to meet you again, and the other says, "Yeah, I don't care," you will not really meet. Yeah, so
Nine,
that's
nine,
the
nine.
one thing. Yeah, and the tie or the bond is
Mm,
that you mostly, yeah, or maybe the other, or one of them um, does not want to let the other go for
mm,
different reasons, because it was so good you want to repeat it, which denies that it could be better. Yeah, so another misunderstanding.
mm,
Or there had been something really painful, you could not find closure within that very life in the
mm,
past, and then you say, I'm not happy with that, and this is not my style as a soul, I want to fix it another day.
mm,
Yes. We the soul looks for challenges, and then um you decide to meet again, and we never know what the motivation of the other one is. Yeah, maybe yeah, maybe he doesn't see that you, for example, are not happy with that. Yeah, or you feel guilty with that and say, okay, she wants to meet me again, and so let's meet again. Yeah, if she wants me again as a partner for the soul contract, then I do it. Yeah, I mean,
So
and
you mentioned before that you and your mother, you've spent quite a few lifetimes together.
yeah,
Would you say that this is a past life karmic tie you have with her?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And um yeah, so I was looking for development, and she helped me mostly in really challenging way, including this life. So yeah. And,
So have you learned your
and
lesson? Are you ready to graduate and tell her thank you very much?
yeah,
Good luck.
I think I am. It took me quite some time. There's there's something different between when souls met as lovers or as siblings or just somehow friends or so, yeah. But parents, and especially with mothers, and because if you have been the mother or the mother has been the mother, so the child stayed in the womb in that person, and then you get access to all that energy and vibration of the body cells in a much deeper way than when you were just friends or lovers or you met or so. So there's a different, totally different connection between children and their mother and even children and their father. Because of that inner body experience, I don't know if that is really an expression, but yeah, so, and also for the mother, this is, they can feel that life in inside of them. That is such a different experience. And so
Of course.
these bonds, these ties, they are much deeper and other, in another way, on a cell level, because the cell memory can be transported over centuries. So and then one trigger comes or the other life, yeah, comes, and then they awake. Yeah. So
Wow,
and
powerful.
so it's you can finish all these bonds, yeah, but with the mothers, most of the time it takes a little bit longer, yeah, more approaches than just to loosen the bonds with some previous love interest.
What about with
So
lovers?
and yeah, so let me just stick to my example.
Sure,
Yeah?
sure, sure, sure.
So
Go ahead. Yeah.
I felt, now I just wanted to, so then we have a constant thing. So I somehow in that life, it felt okay. I had a husband, I had a lover, and he loved me deeply. Yeah. And me as that married woman, I felt somehow guilty and I could not really open up to that totally unconditional love. And then when we met again in this life, it changed the other way around. Okay, he was the man there and I was the woman there. This is not, yeah, this can happen that you reincarnate that way, but you can reincarnate the other way around, for example. Yeah. And this life, it was me loving him deeply and unconditionally, and he couldn't, he couldn't really understand. I felt he loved me also, but um, he was unable to take, yeah, to take that love because of some
It was too
problems with
intense for him,
my
maybe.
family.
Too intense for him.
Yeah, it was too much, and he could not understand why it was so deep in such a short time, and so on. And
Did you
then
tell
I
him?
thought,
Did you tell
what's
him about the
wrong?
past life connection?
Yeah, I did when I did that later on, because then he moved away and he thought, okay, when I move away, then my life would change. And yes, the outside changes and the streets have other names, but your problems stay the same. You're just distracted. This is something we all think. Yeah. And he came to visit our common city we live in from time to time. And then he called me and then we met. And it was really, for me, it was really my heart was like floating or so. Yeah. And then I found out, okay, this is the past life thing between us. And this is really not mm, there will be no outcome that will make either of us happy. Yeah. So if he's away and pulls himself back or out all the time, and I say, "Oh my God, I love you so much," and he says, "Why?" Yes. And then I knew, okay, this is something from that past life. I started to work on that relationship. From the past life, and he would still connect me when he came to Berlin. Yeah, and then I really thought, yeah, but this has to end. I would rather die than to lose him, but I will also die emotionally when I do not lose him or finish that properly.
So
And
what?
it was not possible to really make that understandable. And then I wrote him a letter and I described what that person or what I saw in that past life regression. I also added the copy of that thing, and I said, please, please do not contact me again. I love you, but please do not contact me again.
Oh,
And he did not contact me again, and we met then on purpose 1 year later in a club. Yeah, so dancing and everything, music, and I saw him, and my emotions and my body says, "Oh, I was really." And he looked at me, and then he turned back, and they stood. He and his friends, they stood 2 meters in front of me, or the group of girls I was with, and he did not look at me, and I was so affected by that. And I thought he could at least say hello or something. And then when I came home, totally heartsick, then I realized, yeah, but I begged him not to contact me, and he did.
so
And
did you?
then I was free, and
Yeah.
I had
Wow.
a lovely relationship, I think 6 months later. Yeah. So
Wow. So did you feel at any time that you need to go and say hi to him, or you were waiting for him to come to you? Your ego was one
I
saying, "We wait."
yeah, no, it was not ego. So I was not really waiting. I just felt I felt so unhappy with that he would not say at least hello. Yeah, one word or so.
Mm.
And I
How
could
are you
not
doing, for
understand.
example? How have you been? Yeah.
Yeah, for that.
Mm.
And I felt like, heartbroken at the same time. But yeah, on my way home in the middle of the night, that when I understood that he was just doing what my wish was, then it was okay. Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
Sometimes it's really so. And I wanted, then I was looking, well, why would I meet again with that
Mm.
one? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be enough to be loved unconditionally by someone and then say,
Mm.
okay, yeah, let's close it. And, but no, we wanted to make another round together. And um, what I found out is that I wanted to apologize for not having been able to
Mm.
accept that love, in that deep love he gave to me, and I wanted to make it better this time. Yeah. So, but as he decided that he did not want to be able to cope with that, so
Mm.
we had the same situation, just we switched bodies, so to say. Yeah,
Is
so,
he also German?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And then the weirdest thing was that we were not connected by Facebook or so, but uh, then Facebook constantly
Show it to you. Yeah.
constantly show me his profile, and then
Oh,
this person,
you know
and
why?
he was
As long as you have their number, because Facebook owns WhatsApp. If you have his WhatsApp and number, then they will show to you, and vice versa. You
yeah,
would show to him.
there was no WhatsApp, and I had a new phone, so the number was not even on my phone. But that was so weird. And so I saw this picture, and I always thought, so what? Yeah,
How did you meet
but
him
this is
originally in this
in
lifetime?
the club,
Oh
in
wow!
that club where we met the last time. We met the first time, and I never met really someone in a club before. Yeah? And he just, yeah,
Correct.
his slogan was, "Do you want to dance?" And I said, "Yes." So it was, sometimes it's so simple. You find the love of your life, and he's just asking you for a dance. So,
Mm. Wow.
so we had it was really round. Where we met, we parted. Yes.
So now you're no more in contact with him, eh?
No, not at all. And this
When was the
has
last
been
time you had
really,
a contact with him?
this is a decade ago.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you in touch with him? Do you know what's he up to? Is he still alive? Is he married?
No, I didn't do any research, because I thought if
Mm.
there will ever be another time to reconnect us, so this will happen anyway, as it happened before. Yeah, because I did not go for a dance just to meet the love of my life, and meeting someone is always nice, or sometimes not so nice. Yeah, but I did not have the expectation to meet
When is your
the
birthday?
love of my life, so to say, or the love of my past life, more to say, better to
When is your
say.
birthday?
My birthday?
Yeah.
No, his.
No,
My
no, yours,
birthday. I'm
yes.
in October. Yeah, and
October
he's
what?
born in a third.
Okay, October 3rd. Okay, so maybe for your birthday, just go to the club. Who knows? Maybe you meet him. I'll say never two without three. You know, imagine if you were to meet him again, then you know you need to be together. You know.
It would rather be I'd meet him at his birthday at that club.
When is his
Yeah.
birthday?
So, January 7th, I think.
So he's Capricorn.
I
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
So
do you
yeah.
deep down do you want to reconnect with him?
No, because I do not need. Yeah, it
Okay.
would not. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, it would be interesting because
As a
I'm
friend,
always
but
interested
not
in
as a
the
lover.
development
Mm.
as a friend. Yeah, maybe, but right now I honestly say no. I do not have the need, and I'm really not curious. I really rely on if our paths cross again, then they will cross without me doing anything.
So you
Yeah,
completely
so
release them and you completely cut the tie with them and
yeah,
you,
and
you
it
cut
took
the
me quite
past life karmic tie with them.
it took me quite some time. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes it's
Wow.
easy just to say okay, then you can do some. There are some energy coaching rituals you can do, and sometimes then you only get 60% of success, and you have to work another time on this. But it's possible to disconnect with a full appreciation of both parts. Yeah, and the decision to be in peace with each other, but each on his own, so to say, each separated from the other. This is the important thing, and not just to say, "Yeah, I wish you all the luck you have." No, no, no. Like pouting and everything. Then you're not disconnected. Yeah, you say,
Mm.
"Okay, I want to be in peace with you," but each one is separate from the other. And then when that feels good, then you're really over it.
So how can someone find out what kind of past life karmic ties is still holding on to? And once they found that out, how can they cut it for good?
Yeah. So many of my clients, they come and then they just have an idea, yeah, a hunch or something, that there's something deeper than just a connection, and they read something or they heard a podcast or so, and then they come for a reading just to verify, are we together, did we meet again, is that my soulmate or my twin flame or so, and then I can ask the energy field and for information and give that. And when you work on this, there are different methods, and it's really recommended just to do this not only on your own. I once downloaded a freebie from someone who's a multi-millionaire right now. Yeah, so and it was said cord cutting and duration was 3 minutes 0.0. And then I thought, so what? And I listened to that, and that person yelled obviously in her phone because the quality was so bad and was like, and I thought, so, oh my God, what is that? So she has the money for a good recording. And what is that? Code cutting in 3 minutes. Yeah. And then I wrote that there, and then they changed it. So then you could have cord cutting 3 minutes 0 1 second. Yeah, so with some piano music in the background, but the same yelling voice. And I thought, so, oh, if someone believes that that is it, they have a long way. But
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
start. Yeah. So
Wow.
you have to find out what is it that you want from the other. Why do you need the other as a partner? And then
Mm.
just find that out and find out what gives you peace, what makes you
Mhm.
able to let that go off. And if that's some guilt or you want to repeat a beautiful love story, then you really neglect that there could be a better love story, a bigger love story, because the souls have evolved. And you know, a love story from, let's say, the Renaissance or so, that had been a different time. There had been no toothbrush. Yes. That from the start, no phone and something. And then you meet now, and the environment is different, the circumstances are different, and maybe you did a body switch too. Yeah. So you were the boy and you are the girl now, or so. Yeah. So all things change, and you still want to repeat the same thing, but this is like you want to have a flip phone again with the technique in it from 20 years ago, and would think, okay, this would do as the latest iPhone. It will not. Yeah. So there is a it there something is that you need, you want to have, you want to uh, clarify, or so you want to happy with, or you want to repeat. But in the end, in today's life, this is not necessary to have the same experience again, because there is the natural evolution of everything, even the soul.
Beautiful.
And so this is when these karmic partners meet, then it's really it's like an explosion, but then there comes the implosion. Yeah, the other way around, very very fast. Yeah.
Wow.
So in my experience from all the clients I worked on with that is, after 3 months or so, that relationship implodes. Yeah. That's the first, or sometimes a little bit later, but usually they do not last a year. Yeah. So
Wow. Beautiful. Love that. Listen, Cornelia, we can keep going for hours. This is fascinating topic.
yes, as
Fascinating.
always.
It's been 2 hours already. Love talking to you. Let's do another part to continue our beautiful conversation. But for now, let's call it a day. If someone wants to connect with you, what's the best way to do so?
Via my website. It's corneliahelgaschulze.com, and there you find the contact form. Just write me a message, and you get in touch.
I'll put that in the show notes. Listen, I salute you.
Mm.
You're a true leader with art. Keep shining your light. Keep blessing the world. Your presence, your impact, your wonderful smile, your fun personality. And yeah, stay safe, stay awesome. God bless you. Talk to you very soon, my friend. Have a beautiful, fantabulous day ahead of you. Take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
You're
Bye
welcome.
bye.
Bye bye.